आप धोखा खा रहे हो और शायद आपको इसका एहसास भी नहीं है। हर दिन हम कुछ ना कुछ खरीदते हैं, कभी ऑनलाइन, कभी बाजार से। लेकिन क्या हम सच में एक जागरूक ग्राहक हैं या फिर हम बस वही मान लेते हैं जो हमें दिखाया और बताया जाता है? साल 2005 में एक आवाज गूंजी थी, जागो ग्राहक जागो, जिसने भारत के उपभोक्ताओं को हक और अधिकार का आईना दिखाया। लेकिन आज इतने सालों बाद भी सवाल वही है, क्या हम सच में जाग गए हैं या फिर चलता है वाले एटीट्यूड में ही जी रहे हैं? आज के इस कॉन्वर्सेशन में हमारे साथ है कंज्यूमर पॉलिसी एक्सपर्ट प्रोफेसर बिजन कुमार मिश्र। उन्होंने न सिर्फ एक ऐतिहासिक अभियान को आकार दिया, बल्कि आज भी कंज्यूमर राइट्स की लड़ाई में एक मजबूत आवाज है। उनकी नई किताब ग्राहक एक सच्चाई सामने लाती है। हमारे पास ताकत है, अधिकार है, लेकिन हमें ना उनकी जानकारी है और ना ही हमें कुछ करने की चाह। इस बातचीत में हम समझेंगे एज कंज्यूमर्स हम क्या कर सकते हैं, अगर धोखा हुआ है तो कहाँ जा सकते हैं, और सबसे जरूरी बात, आने वाले समय में एक एम्पावर्ड या सशक्त ग्राहक बनने के रास्ते क्या है। हम कहते हैं ना, कंज्यूमर इज किंग, पर सच्चाई ये है कि ग्राहक तभी राजा होता है जब वो जागरूक होता है। आप देख रहे टीवीसी पॉडकास्ट इंडिया बियॉन्ड मेट्रोज। Welcome, Bijon sir, to TVC podcast India Beyond Metros. I am so happy to have you here, and I was so unaware कि इतना बड़ा एक कैंपेन कस्टमर्स कंज्यूमर्स के लिए जमशेदपुर से स्टार्ट हुआ। जब मैं आपकी बुक पढ़ रही थी, मैंने बुक पढ़ लिया है एंड आई एम अ गुड लर्नर। तो आपने जब कहा कि हम ये पॉडकास्ट करेंगे और कंज्यूमर राइट्स के बारे में बात करेंगे, तो द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट आई डिड इज ऑर्डर इट ऑन Amazon and I read the whole book in 2 days. I highlighted the points. What was very interesting for me was it all started from the Steel City, and me also being a journalist didn't know this. तो सोचिए कि वो अवेयरनेस अगर मेरे में कम है तो कंज्यूमर्स के लिए क्या होगा। सो दोज इनिशियल इयर्स इन जमशेदपुर व्हेन द होल कैंपेन स्टार्टेड, आपका जो जज्बा था वो स्टार्ट हुआ, वो जो नेवर एंडिंग टेलीफोन कनेक्शंस का वेट है, एंड देन दोज कॉर्पोरेट पीपल सिटिंग टुगेदर एंड दे वर सो अवेयर दैट दे सेड कि सिप लेटर, पहले कंप्लेन करेंगे। It all started from there. So I would want you to explain a little bit कि ये जज्बा आया कैसे और जमशेदपुर कैसे इसका प्लॉट बना दी एंटायर स्टोरी का।
थैंक यू वेरी मच अंतरा। पहले तो आपको हम कंग्रेचुलेट करते हैं कि आपने बुक पढ़ा।
थैंक यू।
क्योंकि अक्सर लोग खरीद तो लेते लेकिन पढ़ते नहीं है। तो आप पढ़ लिए तो हम ये संतुष्टि है, एंड आई एम वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट यू एग्जैक्टली नो द जर्नी। तो आप जैसे बोले, जमशेदपुर इज अ वेरी अवेयर सिटी इन द कंट्री। काफी अवेयरनेस है, लेकिन सारे अवेयरनेस सीमित हो जाता है बेल्डी क्लब या यूनाइटेड क्लब।
राइट।
हाँ, और हम लोग बैठ के घंटों बात करते हैं कहाँ पर क्या गलत हो रहा है, लेकिन एक मिनट भी ये सोचते नहीं इसका सोल्यूशन क्या है। कभी नहीं सोचते। इसी जैसे आपने पढ़े होंगे कि हम एंटरप्रेन्योर बने। माय करियर स्टार्टेड बीइंग एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, and in that entrepreneurship the first thing you need is a telephone connection.
Yes.
First thing, you need a telephone connection. Okay, so when I applied for the telephone connection, they said there are two categories, ordinary category and EYT, own your own telephone category.
अच्छा।
So I said, what is the difference? Own your telephone में आपको एक ढेर सारा पैसे डिपॉजिट करना पड़ेगा, which is a fixed amount and quite a large amount for those days. I'm talking about 1980, 81. And ordinary category में you just put an application, very token amount, फिर जब कनेक्शन लगेगा आप मंथली बिल पेमेंट करेंगे। हमने ओन योर टेलीफोन में स्कीम में लगाया और कहा गया था कि वो तुरंत 24 घंटे में लग जाएगा। नहीं लगा। तो मेरा दौड़ शुरू हुआ, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ टेलीकम्युनिकेशन जमशेदपुर ऑफिस भारतवारी में हुआ। तो वहाँ से शुरू हुआ। रेगुलरली गए वहाँ, हमारे दोस्तों को भी बोले, जो हम लोग बैठ के गपशप करते थे क्लब में कि ऐसा ऐसा या टेलीफोन कनेक्शन ये हो रहा। बोला अरे ये क्या है, कोई तो कुछ नहीं है, हम तो 5 साल से वेट कर रहे हैं हमारे स्कूटर के लिए, हम पूरे पैसे दे चुके हैं, और हमको अपना वेस्पा स्कूटर नहीं मिल रहा है, और लेकिन यदि आप गलत ढंग से लेना चाहेंगे, कुछ प्रीमियम दे के लेना चाहेंगे, तो आपको तुरंत मिल जाएगा। तो इसी पे डिस्कशन जब शुरू हुआ, तो जब टेलीफोन कनेक्शन आया, तो हम एक ओनर हुए एक सर्विस के। उसके पहले तो हम केवल एन एप्लीकेंट थे। तो हमको फिर करीब करीब 10-15 दिन दौड़ना पड़ा उसको एक्टिवेट करने के लिए।
अच्छा।
तो हम सोचे कि ये तो गलत हो रहा है, क्योंकि हम पैसे दे रहे हैं और बाकी सब लोग मौज कर रहा है, जो पैसे दे रहे हैं उसके बारे में कोई नहीं सोच रहा है। तो हम लोग आपस में बात किए। इन द मीन टाइम गुजरात, तमिलनाडु, कर्नाटक, तो हम लोग जब उस टाइम में तो इंटरनेट नहीं था, हम लोग जाकर एक्सेलराई लाइब्रेरी में कंसल्ट किए एंड ऑल दैट। वी केम टू नो ऑफ सर्टेन कंज्यूमर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एंड लकीली व्हाट हैपेंड, गुजरात में एक बहुत फेमस कंज्यूमर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉल्ड CERC, सेंट्रल रिसर्च कंज्यूमर रिसर्च एंड सेंटर, CERC रिसर्च सेंटर, वहाँ उसका फाउंडर थे प्रोफेसर मनुभाई शाह। He came from a corporate background. Ahmedabad. He gave up his job and he started this organization. He was invited to XLRI for a lecture. And the same person came to the Rotary Club in Jamshedpur to give a lecture. So we guys who used to sit around in Beldi Club, just idling our time, sipping tea, coffee and things like that, we said, let's go and listen to him. We went and heard. And when we heard him, it was very inspiring. उन्होंने बताया कि कैसे कंज्यूमर मूवमेंट इंडिया में शुरू हुआ अराउंड 1975 से एक्चुअली इट हैड स्टार्टेड. सो इन द मीन टाइम हम लोग के दोस्त के बीच में हम लोग पहले डिसाइड किए कि कौन कौन इसमें इंटरेस्टेड है कि हम लोग एक संस्था यहीं पर शुरू करें. तो जैसे उनका लेक्चर ख़त्म हुआ, हम लोग जाके उनको मिले और उनको बोले कि हम लोग जमशेदपुर में एक शुरू करना चाहते हैं. तो बोले हाँ ठीक है, आपको हम सब सामग्री भेज देंगे. I'll send you all the documentation which is required. So I would recommend that, like I have made a trust, you all also start with a trust. Don't go into the Societies Act and all that. It is very cumbersome and cumbersome because there's elections and all that kind of things are there. You start a trust. So we all agreed. So there were 7 trustees, around 30 plus at that age, just starting career. And we agreed to go ahead to do it, this organization. And the point which I'm making to you is that we realized that आप criticize करते रहो, उससे कोई फायदा नहीं है जब तक आप solution ढूंढ कर नहीं निकालो. और solution वो मत निकालो जो आप दूसरे से अपेक्षा कर रहे हो, that somebody will do it for you. ये नहीं, you have to do it yourself.
Right. And you know what? Jamshedpur is actually notorious for this thing कि आप problem तो discuss करते, like I said, you said Peldi Club, you see, and अपने living rooms में बैठ के. But solution providers बहुत कम होते हैं. We are aware, but not to the solution वाले step तक नहीं जाते हैं. Having said that, your alma mater Loyola School had the first consumer club. That also I got to know from the book. So how come उस जमाने में some teacher was interested कि consumer club हो, तो उसमें क्या होता है?
Very pertinent. अंतरा बहुत सही तुम्हारे प्रश्न है. It's a very interesting question. We used to have Mr. Arun, who used to teach us biology in my school.
I thought he would have been a commerce teacher.
No, biology. But he was very sensitive towards the environment.
Acha.
He was very sensitive towards community, activities. So Arun sir approached me and said, I want to do something like this for the children. Like we have biology club, we have geography club, we have all kinds of astronomy club and all that. So we want to start something to do with consumer awareness for children. And in the meantime, by that time, it was around the 90s, you can say, because of my frequent visit to Delhi, I came to know that government wants to promote consumer clubs in the country.
Okay.
And this was an idea which was being germinated in Delhi कि हम लोग प्रचार कैसे करेंगे and things like that. So one was get this youngsters interested in it rather than loading them up with a subject and sitting for exam and qualifying. You start club where you just sit and do certain projects, painting or some kind of essay writing and things like that. So I told them that look, you should start a club. And he immediately agreed. And we were in Jamshedpur, the first one. And I still recall it was Dr. J.J. Arani who came for that function and he inaugurated that club.
He was the MD of Tata Steel.
He was the
then,
MD of
right.
Tata Steel. And, and he was so happy, to see that the youngsters are getting inducted into this. This was around 92, 93, like that,
Yeah.
when we started this club.
So, first being the first one in the country, I suppose, the first school to have the
Correct.
consumer club. Also, when we talk about Jamshedpur, हम बहुत nostalgic हो जाते हैं. And I also read that Mr. Rusi Modi had sent you some literature, some material on consumer protection and all that. But my question is कि ऐसा क्या था कि Mr. Modi and Tata Steel also supported you wholeheartedly for this campaign and the
No,
आपका जो पागलपन था इसको लेके.
You see, the Tata Steel leadership, I mean, हम तो बचपन से हैं, पैदाइश हमारा वहीं हुआ है. 1951 I was born, and then I studied in Loyola School.
Yeah.
11 years I spent there. Then I went on for my college to BHU, and I was on the first batch of undergraduate management students, in the country. I came back, did some internship with Tata Steel, and then I became an entrepreneur. So I was always in close touch with the leadership of Tata Steel in Jamshedpur. I used to always meet them in some event, somewhere or the other, and we used to always exchange ideas, thoughts. So when I inaugurated this, and I still remember Dr. Aryan Sharma, he inaugurated it in Beldi Club, this organization.
I think he passed away.
Recently.
A year ago.
Yes. You're right. He agreed because he was the only person who was available on that day to inaugurate it and who agreed to inaugurate it. Rusi Modi and Dr. Irani, they were all traveling. They were not in town. So we got it inaugurated by him. So the day I inaugurated, the next day I got a call from Mr. Modi's office. That managing director has recommended that there are 2 cartons full of literatures lying in his house,
Okay.
which needs to be reached to my house.
Okay.
I said, very interesting. What are these publications? So when they reached, the 2 large cartons, you can say, cardboard boxes full of literatures. Literatures from Australia, from UK, from Europe,
all the other
from
countries.
USA. Yes, all other countries, even India. Magazines, newsletters, because those days there was no digital, everything was print. A huge amount of literatures. And when I went to them, they from Malaysia, from Singapore, from all these kind of places, firstly, it gave me an insight into how global this movement is. And I was amazed. I asked his office, where was this all this while? No, we don't know anything. We were just told to reach it to you. You please ask him when he comes back from his vacation. He was holidaying in France at that point of time. So when he came back and I met him, I said, sir, how did you get all these literatures? He said, for 15 years I've been collecting literatures on consumer protection. Wherever I went, whichever country I went, whichever city I went, and if I heard that there's a consumer organization, I tried to pick up these literatures from there.
Oh.
I said, why? He said, I wanted to start a consumer organization in Jamshedpur. Now look at that. And a managing director of an organization.
He was chairman also then, I guess.
Chairman. He subsequently became chairman and managing director both, because chairman was always Mr. J.R.D. Tata. But subsequently he was made the chairman, But he said, now that you have started, I would like to support you and align with you to see that it grows. And after that, I never had to look back. you know, while my entrepreneurship was going on, and as you know, if you have to live in Jamshedpur, you need support of the Tatas.
Of course.
If you don't have support from the Tatas, you know, directly or indirectly, you know, even if you have a retail shop in Jamshedpur, it is patronized by the Tisco people
Right,
only, or the
right.
telco people only. You know, hardly there are a very low percentage of people who are, at my point of time, who were not employees of Tatas. Okay,
Or were independent.
or were independent. So we started, and then as I said, there was no looking back, because whatever I would do or want to do, they would always support me.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's an awareness program, whether it's a seminar, whether it's a workshop, and I started holding conferences, the national conferences in Jamshedpur, and of course, while I was doing all this, Jamshedpur became visible also at the national level.
Right. But you know, while I was reading this, what the feeling I had is that instead of competition, they believed in collaboration and supporting you. They had resources, they could have done it easily. But instead, they thought that, okay, somebody is doing it, let's support him. And this is the beauty of the culture that we have in Jamshedpur, I guess.
That's right.
So,
you know, whether, like, you know, one of the best blood banks in the country
yes.
is managed by AIWC.
Yes, yes, yes.
All India Women's Conference,
which is the very regular there.
which is the largest women's NGO of the world.
Right, right.
AIWC is the largest in the world.
Right.
ये Nari Shakti and all that, this is coming today.
Yes.
But it was already there.
All the feminism jargons are. You know,
They were all there, and we had real champions.
And they worked.
And they worked sincerely, honestly, committed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. If people don't see the blood bank of Jamshedpur, they won't believe that.
Have you visited there?
Yes, I was one of the highest donor of blood in Jamshedpur.
Okay. I'm very regular there.
I've given more than 100 times, because I was a Rotarian.
Then you're a Centurion blood donor.
Yes, because I was a Rotarian.
Okay.
And we used to give blood very regularly, you know.
Right.
So donate the blood. So from there, I used to get inspired by these leadership quality of the community.
It's a culture that we were, brought up in, I guess.
Yes.
And, this beautiful campaign and everything, it must have been very hard. But I think what you did as the chairperson of CCC was this campaign that, had the largest and the biggest impact, I guess. That was Jago Grahak Jago. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2005.
Yes.
And so, I revisited those videos. Some I remembered, some I had forgotten. But it was wonderful to see, 20-21 साल पहले कैसे लगता था. And it is wonderful. But what impact do you think that Multimedia campaign, Jago Grahak Jago, had on the Janta of the country?
Oh, enormous. See, when I started this organization, the first victory was the Consumer Protection Act, which got enacted in 1986. And that could happen only because of the leadership of Sri Rajiv Gandhi.
Yes, I was coming to it after this. Yes.
And you make a law very customer centric, you make it citizen centric, because that law said we don't want to send anybody to jail, we don't want to do any fines, and penalties on people who are unfair with the consumers or violating the law or the constitution of the country. But that law would give compensation to the consumer to the extent the damage has been caused. That itself is a big deterrent.
Yes, and he was very persistent about it. कि ये होना चाहिए. I think
and
86 Act
in fact,
came for him. I mean, it was...
before he became the Prime Minister, I was very fortunate to have met him.
Yes, in Meerut.
In Amethi, in one of my in one of my vacations, because my in-laws are from there, and I was holidaying, and he was coming to constituency visit, and then we met each other in one of his public meetings, and he asked, "Where are you from?" I said, "Jamshedpur." "Oh, I'm coming there after a few days." Because he used to visit Jamshedpur on 1st of May, mostly Labor Day. Labor Day. And Jamshedpur had one of the best INTUC, activities, or you can say infrastructure, and I still recall, Mr. V.G. Gopal, who was the, I think the president of that, INTUC at that point of time. So, as a MP, he confessed to me when I told him that I've started an organization like this in Jamshedpur. He said, there cannot be anything better than that. Consumer movement is extremely important if you want the country to grow and become a developed country.
Yeah.
That was his words. He said that. And as usual, you know, that charming smile he always
Yeah.
has and all that. So he smiled.
I
and he
wanted
said,
to ask you, how was he as a person? Because when he was assassinated, we were like, what, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. But how was he as a person? Because, of course, for a cause, but you have met him, I think, a couple of times. So, what was his vision of the country and how was he as a person when you met him?
No, no. The most attractive thing about him is, of course, his personality. But the most important is that he had a very good sense of humor.
Oh,
Excellent sense of humor.
okay.
You know, हम उनको एक बार बोले, he asked me that is हमारे constituency के लिए हमको क्या करना चाहिए? So I said, look, you put up a brass making factory in Amethi. He said, why? I said, lots of people, you know, from this constituency are going far away to work in these kind of factories. So if you have a factory here, they don't have to go so far away. They can be close to their home and they can work from home. So then he's looking at me and saying, what will happen to that factory if I start here once? Where will those guys go, you know, who've invested the money? Then I said, no, that will bring in diverse opportunity. Then he said, yeah, I was just joking. You know, he had a very good sense of humor. Like when I told him about the consumer movement and all that, then he said that, do you think people will demand quality change? I said, if you make an environment which is good, naturally people will, you have to make it friendly. And as it would, I mean, I never expected that to happen. It was very tragic that.
And he was there in Jamshedpur some days ago.
Yeah, it's few days
prior to
ago.
your first-
And all my friends, you know, they insisted, especially the youth who were engaged with me. They insisted, you are not going to go and meet him alone.
Okay, they wanted to go with you.
They were, and naturally, because of strict security and all that, you know, the local DC said nothing doing. We can't allow so many people to go to the airport. We can allow only your wife and you to go to the airport. You know. So
And then you don't know that.
So
something will happen.
they insisted. तो I said the only choice is आप लोग जब insist कर रहे हो हम रास्ते में खड़े रहेंगे आपके साथ यदि वो रुक गया तो आपसे मुलाकात हो जाएगा यदि वो नहीं रुका तो बैड लक हाँ तो हम लोग चांस लेते हैं तो बेल्डी क्लब के क्रॉसिंग के पास यू नो लॉयलर स्कूल चर्च स्कूल के क्रॉसिंग है 4-वे क्रॉसिंग हम लोग वहाँ पर रुक गए चर्च स्कूल के सामने रुक गए हम लोग करीब 20-25 लोग थे
अच्छा
हाँ वहाँ रुके रहे तो उनका जो काबिलकर जब गए दे वाज टू गो टू द रीगल मैदान व्हिच इज नाउ नोन एज गोपाल मैदान ही वाज टू गो देयर टू गिव हिज स्पीच द his car the moment it crossed us it went and stopped ahead and the moment he got down from the car naturally he had very tight security arrangements still he rushed towards us and all my friends who were there waiting to meet him they also rushed and then somebody would hold his cheek somebody hold his hand you know they couldn't believe you know and he was also so I said hey don't ऐसा मत करिए क्यों उसको आप हैरेस कर रहे तो then he started saying नहीं ठीक है you know they're all excited they're happy
It was so much.
yeah you know he was so you know I would say sensitive to the people you know and but security was also when they were coming not allowing them to come close he used to tell the security नहीं ठीक है you know हम जानते हैं इन लोगों को होने दीजिए you know so when he became the prime minister and I went and met him of course to pay condolence and then I just casually mentioned to him that sir आपको consumer protection पे कुछ करना होगा बोला हाँ जरूर करेंगे that was the first meeting next time when I met him and you know आजकल वो accessibility नहीं
है despite being so much of social media so much of people knowing everything
you know security वगैरह हम appreciate करते हैं but you cannot disconnect leaders from the citizens
हाँ और वो disconnect हो गया है
अभी आप यदि एक MLA से भी मिलना चाहेंगे अब नहीं मिल सकते very difficult.
It's very difficult, of course.
You know, उनके पास ना समय है, ना उनका उतना चाव है कि हम मिलें. You know, they don't have that curiosity that हमको मिलना चाहिए. Because, you see, again, they got so insulated by everybody. You know, they have been insulated by the whole governance.
Yes, yes.
That they don't want the reality to be put before the elected representatives.
Right, right.
You know?
That is the reason why they don't want to be accessible so much.
Yes, they don't want to be. So you see, the moment he took over as the prime minister, and the first thing he agreed and he confessed that ये 6 महीने में होगा आपका कानून. That was our biggest first victory.
Right.
Now coming to your Jago Grahak Jago campaign. You see, that was in 2005, 2006. Just after Atalji's term got over and UPA government took over and all that. So there was Mr. Dr. Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister. A.K. Anthony was the Minister for Consumer Affairs. And of course, later Sharad Pawar came and he took over as the Agriculture as well as Consumer Affairs and Food and Civil Supplies. So we had a very dynamic secretary at that time called Mr. Lebendu Mansi. He liked this idea that we should have a helpline and we should, instead of making brick and mortar buildings and developing institutions and structures which you can't sustain, you make a building but you don't have the money to run it properly, is actually a waste of public money.
Of course.
So that time the digital activities were just picking up. And I'm talking, as I said, 1991, 92, and then this was around 2005. This whole campaign got developed. The idea was that there should be a place where, as a consumer, you can get help if you are in trouble. You don't have to go for litigation every time. Litigation should be the last resort.
Last thing. It's not easy also.
In our country, litigation is cumbersome, highly expensive.
Right.
And it's not
Time
accessible
taking,
for
tedious, heavy, all
yeah,
the
long
bad
drawn,
things.
very long drawn. You see, so this law, Consumer Protection Act, as I said, our first victory in 1986, actually triggered this whole campaign, which was a multimedia campaign, out of 100 crores to be spent year after year, every year, 100 crores on publicity and promotion and awareness and education.
Right.
That was the turning point. And mind you, इसका पूरा जो पैसे campaign का, it's all coming from the Consumer Welfare Fund, which got created in 1991. 1991. Consumer Welfare Fund actually helped because that was a fund through a Supreme Court intervention. Was the money which should have come back to the consumer because somebody has charged extra tax on you, excise, and then they have claimed a refund from the government, and the government has given them the refund. But that money did not belong to the company, it belonged to the consumer. So it should go back to the consumer. So we had to go for a public interest litigation before the Supreme Court that this money which the corporates are keeping out of refund from excess excise duty collected and all that and refund collected, it should go back to the consumer. Then the Supreme Court was trying to figure out how to reach it to the consumer. How would you know which are those people who bought that toothpaste or that soap for which the duty was extra charged and the government has refunded?
Right.
So they said, okay, let's open a Consumer Welfare Fund and put all this money, about 700-800 crores, was put into this Consumer Welfare Fund to start activities which would be to build awareness on consumer awareness and consumer protection.
And that was a very smart move, I think.
And even so the Planning Commission, those days Planning Commission, they were wondering how it will get spent, this much of money.
Right.
You know,
It was
when
100 crores was too, even now it is too much. Then it was
quite a
all
lot,
the more.
quite a
Yes,
lot.
yes.
And they were saying that हम लोग उनको 3 करोड़ देते हैं हर साल कंज्यूमर अफेयर्स फूड एंड सिविल सप्लाईज को, वो यूटिलाइज नहीं हो
कर
पा रहा है, तो आप लोग कैसे सोच रहे हो कि 100 करोड़ वो लोग खर्चा कर देंगे? Then we had to explain to them, give them more than 20 presentations
Okay.
to convince them that we have made a kind of a mechanism where this money would automatically be used through publicity and promotion, through DAVP partnership and things like that. So in a very concessional manner also, we'll promote awareness building.
The call center was also a part of it. The number
Yes, the
helpline
National
number.
Consumer Helpline also came out of that. That there was a initiative called CORE, you know, Consumer Online Resource Empowerment Center. So all these digital. So that secretary, I still recall, he said, let's not go into a brick and mortar, you know, institution.
Right.
वो फिर बहुत heavy हो जाता है, and it doesn't become efficient. Let's do something which is digital.
Right.
And that is how one of my organization I started at that time, known as Consumer Online Foundation. You know, पहले तो जमशेदपुर में शुरू किए थे consumer guidance. So by that time I had moved on to Delhi in '94. So in '94 when I moved into Delhi, you know, I started devoting almost full time, not as a consultant with the government, but I was attached with many international bodies like UN, bodies like UNDP, WHO, UNICEF, World Bank. I was doing a lot of consultancy with them in terms of as a consumer advocacy person, you know, how I can play a role in bringing new policies in the country which is pro-consumer. Industry bodies always have a very strong association,
Of
as
course,
you know, whether it's FICCI, ASSOCHAM.
Yes, yes.
Every trade has a strong association to go and do advocacy for their in their interest.
Right.
But there was no strong advocacy groups, you know, which would take up cause for the consumer. So that is how, you know, we developed this Consumer Coordination Council,
Right.
which was a coalition of all leading consumer groups in the country.
It was Apex body.
Yes, and I was the secretary from Eastern India, you know, because they made founding members from all over the country.
Okay.
So they identified 9 people from all over the country. So I was very fortunate again to be party to that when we started it. So this whole campaign actually built huge awareness. Today,
Yes.
you won't believe it. आप 10 लोगों से पूछिए, you know about consumer movement, you have heard about Consumer Protection Act, 8 will tell you out of 10 हाँ. और हम लोग जब स्ट्रगल कर रहे थे, तो आप 10 से पूछो तो इक्का दुक्का 2 मैक्सिमम बोलेगा हाँ हाँ हम सुने ऐसे, you know. But it was one of the largest successful multimedia campaign ever done by government in terms of.
And I saw that there were very famous actors also, Reema
Yes.
Lagoo, Mukesh Khanna.
Yes.
And it was a very successful campaign.
Correct, but not those very big celebrities.
No.
They were all those model.
But very well known face. जो घर
Correct.
के faces होते हैं ना वैसे.
Correct.
So it was 2005, but I also read something interesting in your book that हम तो अब मॉडर्न एरिया में, क्योंकि जहाँ बिजनेस है, जैसे हम उस दिन भी बात करते हैं, जहाँ बिजनेस है, क्योंकि हर चीज़ जो हम देखते हैं अपने आसपास इज बिजनेस, और अगर बिजनेस थ्राइव ही करता है बिकॉज ऑफ कंज्यूमर्स, बिकॉज यू हैव अ कंज्यूमर, यू हैव दैट बिजनेस थ्राइविंग. तो ये तो हो गई मॉडर्न एरा की बात, लेकिन मुझे लगा कि आप अपने बुक में आपने लिखा है कि अर्थशास्त्र और कुरान और इसमें मनुस्मृति में भी कहीं ना कहीं कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन है. ये बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है और मुझे जानना है कि ये कहाँ आपने पढ़ा, क्या है उसमें.
नहीं इसी राइट ऑन द our ancient literatures, you know, जब कोई भी व्यक्ति को पकड़ा जाते थे कि वो मिलावट कर रहा है या वो कोई गलत काम कर रहा है against the consumer, there is to be a very hefty punishment given.
अच्छा.
Yes.
Okay.
And the kings were had empowered in such a way that if any trader was found to be doing any mischief, whether it's with your food, whether it is with anything which you buy, you know, they would give you hefty punishment, and publicly they will give you that. So there's a fear brought in.
Okay.
So, but as it would happen, you know, we lost all that because we got invaded by so many, you know, eras, you know, where outsiders came.
It got diluted, I think.
Yeah, it all got diluted. but
But it was very interesting because I think कहीं ना कहीं ये प्रजा की हक की भी बात थी
बिल्कुल.
कि उन्हें सही चीज मिले. So it all trickles down to human rights also. Consumer
Yes,
rights is
that's
also one of the human rights, I
right.
suppose.
No, India was always, as you would read,
Mhm.
was very enriching in terms of traditional value system.
Hmm.
You know, like you mentioned, I studied in Loyola School, for example. I always tell everybody very with a lot of pride, that whatever I learned that it should be practiced in your life later on was taught by these Jesuits in Jamshedpur.
Right, right.
They were so strong in terms of their value system, and they would inculcate all those value systems in you from the time you join kindergarten and you graduate to do Cine Cambridge. They would uh, train you in such a manner that when you go to the college, then you realize when you meet other people coming from all parts of the country that, oh my God, how much opportunity we had to learn and we actually missed out, but still we are one of the best in the country.
And then maybe you realize ki why fathers were so strict with the students.
Yes, then you realize, we shouldn't have got angry because, when they punished you, but they trained you to be a
And Javis
real,
schools, missionary schools are very strict that way.
very strict,
Very
very
strict. But I
strict.
think it's
But-
because of the value system
yeah,
that they
values.
inculcate.
But you see, again, they were all from Maryland, US, who were there.
The founders.
The Society of Jesus,
Yeah.
which is kind of a within the Catholics, they have these priest people who come and teach, and while they preach also, but at the same time they look into education, health, and other things.
Right.
Areas which were needed in our country. Because the future of the country would always, because everybody knows, all the leaders of the world knows that democracy only would prevail when there is awareness, empowerment, education, and that helped. When you go into the outside world,
Yeah.
like when I went to Banaras Hindu University again, such an inspirational institution. One single man, Bharat Ratna, Pandit Madan
And
Mohan
very different
Malviya.
ideologically, is
Haan.
that so?
But coming from a Catholic, this
Yeah,
thing,
that was
going
what-
into that, but there was so much of similarity.
So values don't differ. Value
Ah.
system stays the
And-
same more or
and the
less.
teaching methodology, how he built that university with 100% Indian money, which he got from the kings and the rajas and the maharajas and the well-to-do business community of the country, homegrown, people. Like when you go to Banaras Hindu University, you will see that there's a strong culture. I would not say Hindu, but I would, even though it is named Banaras Hindu University, but it was Indian.
Yeah.
And they Malviya ji always encouraged homegrown, kind of a culture to be adopted
Yeah.
by the students. And great kind of inspiration. These all helped, when you take up a profession, when you start becoming
Or what you're doing for consumer rights.
Yeah.
So the experience, I think that seed was sown in Loyola School, then BHU. But when we talk about the larger perspective of things when it comes to consumers, don't you think that somehow now consumer is king? बट जब कैपिटलिस्ट की बात आता है ना, वी आर इन कैपिटलिस्टिक मार्केट, तो बोलता है ना कि हाँ कैसे भी करके इसको चलता है, वही वाला एटीट्यूड जो है. तो डू कंपनीज हैव देयर अकाउंटेबिलिटी?
No,
Yet.
this is a very good question. This is again beautifully, Antara, I must congratulate. It's a very good thing because you see the point is, I'm a firm believer. There are different types of economy, as you know, socialistic pattern, corporate, for very much a commercial kind of a attitude. But what I'm more interested to tell you is that, unfortunately, today, even the world's best 500, top corporates of the world, when they come and do business in India, they don't practice what they are practicing in their countries or other places. So I always wonder at my place that how can there be double standard?
And why are we taken for granted?
And why are we taking it for granted? when they're doing a better job somewhere else in some other country, why the same thing is not happening in my country?
Even the quality, I suppose.
Whether it's quality, whereas the quality is governed by, international accreditation bodies and international standards. Like now, after WTO came into existence, there is a large amount of work going on within the countries to negotiate and bring in harmonizing all the laws of the country at one place. Like, for example, I've been very active in the food sector. So there's something called Codex Alimentarius Commission, which was established by WHO and FAO. And the objective was, how do we make one common law for the world so that there is no discrimination?
Right, right.
Now, that is our also motto, as a consumer policy person, we always believe that there cannot be discrimination. You cannot say this is for the rich and this is for the poor. No. You will have to have some minimum standard. You can keep having value addition.
Yeah.
For which you would, if you can afford, you will pay that. But the minimum standard has to assure quality, safety, accessibility, affordability, which are very important, and it should make you have a smile on your face when you buy that product.
Right.
Not feel you shouldn't be feeling that, oh, why did I buy this product?
Right.
There shouldn't be a regret, within you.
Of course.
So that is what is most important. We need to work on is that why there is a discrimination and why there is a difference between a standard which is being followed in Europe or it is being followed in US. Why is it not the same in India? We are not guinea pigs.
And especially when you talk about globalization,
Yes.
everybody is equal.
Exactly.
If I am buying an iPhone here, you're also buying an iPhone in the
Correct.
US, and then the same standards to be maintained.
And let me tell you, many of your viewers won't know. India, in the medicine field, today exports almost 60% of their generic medicines all over the world.
Okay.
It is going to about 190 countries. We consume only around 40% domestically,
Okay.
but 60% goes abroad. India has got more number of US FDA approved factories for manufacturing generic medicine in India than what is there in their own country in US.
Oh.
So can you imagine the kind of talent we have got in our country, the kind of opportunity which is there, the kind of, standards we have developed, the kind of, I would say, the best manufacturing practices we have brought into action. When we are so good in medicine, why not in other sectors?
Right.
So we have proved that we have talent, we have infrastructure, we have resources, we have intelligent people, we have scientists, we have everything in our country. But unfortunately, when we don't give an opportunity to the people here, they all migrate to other parts of the world.
Of course.
And there is definitely, it's a loss, it's a huge loss to the country.
Right. So there's a lot of hue and cry about MRP. I have faced this. I think everybody in this country have faced this. A very small incident happened to me in Ranchi about 2 years ago. I was buying some cold drinks, I suppose. It was way beyond the MRP, 2, 3, 4 rupees. And I said, भैया ये MRP का नहीं है. He said, लेना है तो लीजिए, नहीं तो छोड़ दीजिए. What do we do? What is MRP and how can people deal with this problem?
तो देखो अभी क्या हो गया है. In fact, experience से the industry realized that you can never charge more than the MRP because there were actions taken. If you reported that, like the incident you spoke, if you report, then action would be initiated against such companies or such dealers who would charge more than the MRP. So the evidences showed that the MRP put by the manufacturers was much, much beyond what is the right price point
With the profit.
and huge margins. And they left it to the retailers to decide at what price you will sell.
Achha.
So they'll give you a 5% discount, 10% discount, looking at the customer looking at the profile of the customer, they would also say MRP पे आपको payment करना होगा. MRP came with all taxes inclusive.
Yes, yes.
Earlier, when we started the movement, I'm talking about 1980, it was excluding taxes they used to write.
Acha.
Because every state would have different taxation for different products. Okay. And we found that with that, a lot of cross-border smuggling was going on between states, where there were lower MRP, I mean taxation. You know, all this purchasing would be done from that state. So the other state, you know, would suffer because a lot of goods would get smuggled into those states where the taxation was high. So there was a loss. But and the consumer was always getting cheated because they would take the excluding taxes tha. So whatever would be the tax applicable for that state, they will take that into account and tell the customer, whereas they would have purchased it at a much lower price from somewhere else. So the whole phenomena of charging more than the MRP has got reduced now. But the other side of the story is that when we brought in, again around 1991, 92, inclusive of taxes, the manufacturers, dealers, all they did was very intelligently took the highest point of taxation and put that into that MRP.
Smart.
Very smart.
Yes.
But Modi ji is smarter. So what he did was he immediately brought in and he really spearheaded the implementation of the GST.
GST, yeah.
You know, and GST had been a real savior for the consumer. And it is still work in progress in terms of where should the taxation get stabilized, that you have your revenue collection, which is required for governance, but at the same time don't burden the consumer with something which is not productive for the consumer.
But here I have a question as a woman. Now, for example, women products are very expensive. For example, sanitary napkins. Why do we have to pay so high for things that are very essential?
Hey, very
in
good
life?
question. But
Why? The taxes are also high there.
That goes to show, of course, it's a negative for us also as a consumer policy person, that we should take up causes for the women.
And I'll
also.
tell you where this come from. I'm an urban lady. I can maybe afford high-priced or expensive or good quality sanitary napkins. The person, my counterpart in a village in Jharkhand, in the remote area of Jharkhand, will not be able to afford it, and that's how, you know, the whole menstruation thing and sanitation problems come in.
I know. But what I want to tell you is, as you know, government is encouraging women, especially self-help groups, to produce these kind of daily use essential products as a cottage industry.
Yes,
At home. But branded products also compete with them.
Yeah.
Because purchasing power is increasing in the country, you know, whether it's a farmer, whether it's a employee. The bottom line is, we all have to understand, you have to raise your voice against such unfair taxation policies still existing, where the government has to be woken up, especially the GST Council. And as you know, GST Council is a representation of the whole country. All the states are members there. Sometimes even the chairperson of the GST Council is not from the ruling political party, you know. So my contention is, like the success story, we ensured that there is no GST on health insurance. It's got removed. So like that, many products, their taxation has got lowered.
Okay, so it's a process, work in progress.
Work in progress. It's a great input you have given. I would have to do some research to find out that whether those sanitary napkins manufactured in small, you know, tier 2, tier 3 cities by the women themselves, because many of it has started getting used, you know, rather than the old conventional methods.
Yes, and also please check the quality, because there's a
Yeah,
quality
exactly.
difference.
So there has to be mandatory BIS certification.
Yes, yes.
You have to bring in that element
Right.
without making it very difficult for people to manufacture it at home. I mean, manufacture it in a cottage industry.
Cottage industry, yeah.
Vis-a-vis the branded ones, the big,
Yes, yes.
brands which are today thriving on this business. It's a big business now. It's growing every year.
Of course.
And people start trusting them because there's huge amount invested through publicity and promotion. They engage a lot of celebrities to promote all this.
Yes.
So they spend a lot of money on publicity promotion, which could have been made more affordable if they would have reduced that budget and ensured that they also convince the government to take less taxation on
Taxes,
such
yeah.
products. I think we should work towards
Right.
zero
This is a very basic
taxation.
necessity. So
No,
came
it's a
to my
very good
mind.
point you have
And
raised.
also, when you talk about consumers, you're consumer to everything. Banking, insurance.
Correct.
Health is such an important thing. And I also read that. And we can see in everyday this thing, हर रोज की जिंदगी में, when you go to a doctor, for example, you have a surgery in line, you don't know whether the doctor or the hospital is misguiding you, guiding you good. I don't know what to do because you cannot argue with a doctor, right?
No,
you don't have a
should-
degree.
You should not also.
हाँ तो लेकिन बहुत बार they actually bank on your मजबूरी जैसे होता है ना मजबूरी का फायदा उठाना
Ignorance. you can
हाँ
say.
ignorance और मजबूरी का because I cannot counter with facts and because I don't know
Yes.
my body anatomy also.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to healthcare or medical negligence or anything in the medical sector where people cannot raise their voice because they don't know, they cannot argue, what do they do there?
No, you see, that is why, Modi 3.0, the Consumer Protection Act got changed. Now we have got Consumer Protection Act of 2019,
Yeah.
which is the latest, where we brought in a regulator, Central Consumer Protection Authority. The regulator's work is to take up such causes which are touching everybody, and the consumer does not have the resources or the ability or the capacity to go and represent their cases before the policymakers or lawmakers. So the regulator should be able to do that
Okay.
and bring in those things. Unfortunately, that is not happening
Okay.
in true sense.
Okay.
It is existing, but it is not existing in the manner
Implementation
it
is
was
the problem.
perceived, how it should be in the provision of the law. So the bottom line is, as you mentioned, one is, as I said, the helpline number, the National Consumer Helpline. Now it is running from 8 to 8,
Okay.
not all 7 days, Monday to Saturday.
What's a limited time?
So I never call it an helpline.
Oh, of course.
For me, helpline is 24 by
24
7, in which you'll never sleep,
Right.
which will take calls at any point of time and give you a resolution. Because when you are in trouble at 12 midnight, you don't wait till 8 o'clock
Of
to
course.
give you a resolution.
And
You-
medical emergencies happen. right?
anything can happen.
Anything
So
can happen.
in the healthcare,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, again in my country, what has happened, that we brought in a law in 2010 called Clinical Establishment Act. And as you all know, as per our constitution, health is a state subject. All the states, they claim that I will bring a better law than Clinical Establishment Act. And till date, that better law is not coming and we don't see it happening. 19 states have notified it, but not a single state has implemented it till date in my country.
Okay.
So how do you expect healthcare to have quality, safety parameters when the law is not getting implemented by the states?
Okay. So by that, can I say that it's still a shabby area in the whole
It's a
scenario?
it's a huge, and I say when there are challenges, there are huge opportunities. Today, healthcare can be one of the biggest employment generators in the country.
Yes.
You know how poor still is the primary health care in our country. That's why the tertiary care is getting overloaded. And there's long waiting time.
Of course.
And as you said, if I go to a doctor, I can't challenge. So naturally, you need a body where the
can go
patients
and-
can go
Yes. Yes.
and get verified. Like, is this prescription correct for me or not? Whether this test was required for me
Right.
or not?
Right.
You don't have a mechanism.
Oh,
You take it that what the doctor is saying is final. It's mandatory.
and doctor
You
to
can't
Bhagwan hai.
argue. But of course there are very good doctors also.
Of course, of course.
So what I always tell the policymakers is that we have to recognize the good doctors. How do you recognize? You recognize them by doing prescription audit,
Yeah.
by trying to figure out what has been the outcomes, what has been the feedback of the patients. Such studies are never conducted in my country.
Okay.
Never.
That's
There is
sad.
no agency which will do in a neutral manner what I am trying to say. They will conduct studies. They'll give big awards, but they're not transparent.
Yeah.
How do they recognize those
And
guys?
that's
What
not-
has been the criteria for selection for giving the
Oh,
award?
those details are not to be disclosed, and then it's not worthy also.
Yeah, then you don't believe it.
Of course.
So if it's not credible, you will not believe it. And if you don't believe it, you have no place to go in terms of how do I get a solution.
Right.
So healthcare in our country needs lots of attention. Even till today, more than 2 crores people every year are going below the poverty line because of high cost of healthcare.
Yeah.
Okay? But Ayushman Bharat is a savior, let me tell you. At least 40 crore people who have been identified who need Ayushman Bharat coverage of 10 lakhs are getting some kind of relief economically. But there are still many people who need to be covered.
And there are still many hospitals who need to accept Ayushman Bharat card.
That's again a very big question. You see, how can you not accept a mechanism or a initiative started by the government to make universal health coverage for the poor? How can you not accept it? Every hospital mandatorily has to be told that you have to accept it because there is a promise made by the government and the money would be paid by the government. Of course, I also believe that indefinitely you can't delay in payment.
No.
Government should be able to
Mechanism has
pay.
to be fast.
You have to increase your budgetary allocation for healthcare.
Right.
We have been increasing year after year, but it has to reach more than 10% of the GDP. I feel in India it should reach around that.
Right.
Today we are somewhere hovering around 2 to 3%.
Okay.
It's increasing. We were less than even 1
Okay.
when I joined the movement. And today we have been able to bring it to around 2 to 3% of the GDP on healthcare. I'm expecting that we should be able to sleep only when we bring it up to 10 to 15%.
Talking about credibility, as a media person, I have a problem with advertisements. You say that आप cream लगा लो आप गोरे हो जाओगे, आप कुछ drinks पी के पहाड़ से कूद जाओगे और दूसरे पहाड़ तक पहुंच जाओगे. Why do organizations like Consumer Protection Council or acts, why can't they stop people from doing these things? Misleading ads.
No, there are very strong laws.
Okay, but
This misleading advertisement is defined as unfair trade practice because you are being deceptive and you are misleading,
Yes,
which is
yes.
unfair. There are laws,
Huh.
but as I said, the Central Consumer Protection Authority is supposed to take action. Now, they are issuing show-cause notices to the companies. They are even imposing fines on them.
Okay.
But there is no transparency in terms of we are trying to figure out whether the fine was paid or not. Have they challenged it to the higher court? How many are lying on the higher court? So there has to be a lot of transparency and a lot of deterrent action taken. You see, जब तक लोग डरेगा नहीं, ये चलते रहेगा. So there has to be, like Supreme Court, suo moto, has intervened on many cases of misleading advertisements. They've given a lot of directives to the central government also. But we don't see it being practiced. They'll give you an affidavit with the Supreme Court that we are doing it. But there is no investigation that what they're stating in the affidavit is true or false. And that can only come when you are connected with the citizens, take their feedback, understand where they got cheated and how, how they got misled into buying a product because it was promoted by a celebrity and they believed that celebrity.
Right.
So all that has to be understood, analyzed, and in a prompt manner ये नहीं कि कोई करोड़ों बना के निकल गया,
हाँ,
फिर आप उसके पीछे दौड़ते रहो,
राइट, हाँ,
तब
पहले
तक तो
कर दो,
कंज्यूमर
हो
हैज
गया ना,
ऑलरेडी
हाँ,
गॉट
हाँ,
चीटेड,
हाँ, 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 right,
कंज्यूमर तो हैज लॉस्ट द मनी,
हाँ,
उसका हार्ड अर्न्ड मनी तो लेके
चला गया।
चला गया।
तो हम जब दुकान में जाते हैं या ऐसे एड्स देखते हैं या कुछ भी खरीदते हैं, वी गेट चीटेड और एनीथिंग हैपेंस टू अस, व्हाट आर द थिंग्स इन 3-4 सिंपल स्टेप्स दैट वी कैन डू, एंड एविडेंस कितना कलेक्ट करें अगर
नहीं
एमआरपी
नहीं,
कोई ज्यादा मांग रहे हैं?
पहला चीज ये है,
हम्म,
आप जहां से भी कुछ भी चीज खरीदते हो, एक जरूर सबूत इकट्ठा कीजिए कि आप खरीदे हो उसका, तो एक रिसीट होना जरूरी है, यू नो जब
तो
आप
पहले के
खरीदे।
लोग जैसे मेरे पापा हर बिल कलेक्ट करते थे, दैट वाज अ नाइस प्रैक्टिस।
यस यस, और फिर उसको रखते भी थे
फाइल
फाइल में
में।
हाँ हाँ, कि जब कब जरूरत पड़ता तो निकाल लेते थे, ये बहुत जरूरी है टू कलेक्ट एविडेंसेस। द अदर इजी वे इज यू कॉल द नेशनल कंज्यूमर हेल्पलाइन, दे विल गिव यू अ रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर, दैट इज योर दिस थिंग, सो योर डेटा इज ऑलरेडी देयर विद देम,
अच्छा,
सो यू गेट एन एविडेंस ऑन दैट, और आप जहाँ जिस दुकान में खड़े हो वहीं से आप फोन कर सकते हो।
अच्छा, ओके,
नेशनल कंज्यूमर हेल्पलाइन वेरी इजी टू रिमेंबर, 1915, अब 1915 4 डिजिट नंबर है, इजीली यू कैन रिकॉल। व्हाट्सएप भी कर सकते हो, 8800001915
ओके।
और 1800114000, टोल फ्री नंबर।
लेकिन ये सारे प्रोसेस में जैसे हमारे कंट्री में बोला जाता है ना, जस्टिस डिलेड इज जस्टिस डिनाइड, इसका आता कब है रिजल्ट?
नहीं, वो अब अगेन अच्छा सवाल है, देखो तब आएगा जब आप शुरुआत करोगे ना,
अच्छा,
जब इस संख्या बढ़ेगा, व्हेन लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल विल स्टार्ट कंप्लेनिंग, which is happening today, but it is not getting analyzed and fought on behalf of the consumer.
राइट,
Government is more dependent on the consumer to do it rather than they doing on behalf of the consumer, where the law is very clear. Government can represent the consumers and file cases in the High Court and Supreme Court. Not a single case for the consumer has ever got filed by the government on behalf of the consumers.
राइट, सो इट हैज टू बी अ डिफरेंट अप्रोच
There has to be
गवर्नमेंट।
there has to be a very strong, robust mechanism of analyzing all the data which is getting collected by the government, and time to time class action litigation should take place, initiated by the government against those practitioners within the industry who are violating the law.
ओके,
So what I am trying to all the time say is that the good ones who are doing good practices, they should be recognized on these parameters.
अच्छा,
आप अवार्ड फंक्शन कर रहे हो, लेकिन हमको पैरामीटर मालूम नहीं है, आप कैसे इसको बेस्ट सेलर बोल रहे हो, बेस्ट ब्रांड बोल रहे हो, या कुछ भी जो अब बोल रहे हो, वो हमको एज अ
कौन से
कंज्यूमर
पॉइंट में बेस्ट
हाँ हमको नहीं मालूम,
Right,
हमको
right,
नहीं मालूम,
right.
तो हमको मालूम होना चाहिए।
बहुत एम्बिग्युइटी है उस चीज
अभी भी
में,
बहुत एम्बिग्यूटी है, तो ये इसीलिए द सेंट्रल कंज्यूमर प्रोटेक्शन अथॉरिटी वाज मेड टू डू दीज काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग इंटरवेंशंस, ताकि कंज्यूमर ये फील करे हाँ हमारा रक्षक है, somebody is there to protect
us. So thank you so much, sir, for being on TVC podcast, and it was a wonderful conversation. मुझे पता है कि यहाँ पे ख़त्म नहीं होता है, because there were so many questions, and we can also do a different sector on digital marketing and social जो e-commerce पे।
नहीं अंतरा, I really want to tell you that झारखंड से शुरू कर रहे हैं हम लोग, हम यहीं पर born and brought up as I said, जमशेदपुर is very close to my heart, and कोई भी इनिशिएटिव जो झारखंड से शुरू करेंगे, I am always there.
So I must tell you one thing, that somebody asked me if you're starting a media production house, why are you choosing Jharkhand? So my answer was that I'll be in Jharkhand, and because the Tata started here and it is a legacy now, I can also start here. That may become a legacy again.
Yes. जो हमारा किताब आपको वो बता रहा है कि झारखंड में भी केवल अंडरग्राउंड हिडन मिनरल्स एंड रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, ओवर द ग्राउंड ऑल्सो देर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल फ्रॉम झारखंड हु आर एज रिच एंड रिसोर्स फॉर झारखंड as much as the government of Jharkhand would like them to be used for.
Thank you so much for being here.